So Art Online Fractured Daydream entered the content drought period properly, and the PR as well as the development decisions make me scratch my head. Integral Factor is definitely pleased with that successful October period, seemingly mostly thanks to birthdays, and Variant Showdown revealed new characters and features for its upcoming return. Welcome SAO survivors to Dead Game Report for October 2024, featuring Integral Factor, Variant Showdown, and Fractured Daydream. And this video is brought to you by my channel merch as usual. Go grab Lens Squad shorts, 50k client special hoodies, or Art Online the First Day poster, among others. Make sure to check out my Teespring page, link in description. Integral Factor. I have not played since September due to all the Fractured Daydream stuff, which still has more of my attention, but Integral Factor, it did have a good October period. The reason I'm saying good and not great, despite the third highest revenue this year with 65 million yen, is because the popularity ranking was still very much below average, ranking at 402nd on average, the third worst ranking result this year, suggesting that individual spikes carried the game for special occasions rather than a sustainable stability throughout the month. But that's why we have this video, so let's have a look into our monthly chart. The month of October already started very strongly thanks to Asuna's birthday on the 30th of September. A hunt event and 30 million XP event arrived on the 2nd to maintain interest. October 4th brought Shilika's birthday with 2 new skills, but more importantly, October 7 brought Kirito's birthday skills. And remember, this period was the Fractured Daydream launch period, and Integral Factor was still able to soar just fine in these first 10 days of October with minimal effort. Yes, in fact, the first 10 days were incredibly strong with that stacked birthday period, on average above rank 300, but afterwards the drop began with the birthdays fading away. October 10 brought the AGGO collab banner and a new event which maintained success for a single day and then dipped steadily for 4 days straight. The event was particularly weird. It was their new Squad Jumble PvEVP style gameplay. They had a very random story attached to it that just abruptly did not continue. I think it acted as an introduction for the Squad Jumble, but the way it felt, abrupt is the word for sure. I was very confused. I did not speak much with the SAOIF community in general to gauge the overall reception to the event, but mobile games and pitting players against each other, it rarely works well in my experience. On mobile, online is either co-op or a bust, and that's often not the fault of the developers. It just doesn't work with people using McDonald's Wi-Fi or random 3G connections. But hey, share your experiences with the Squad Jumble feature and let me know if I'm off the mark. The fact that it had a PvE aspect makes me hold on to hope that it was reasonably functional. But yeah, the game took a dip to almost rank 600. There was a recovery on the 15th, but I don't really see any reason for it, so I guess 14th was just a particularly bad day, I guess. On the 18th, we had a progressive themed banner featuring Kirito, Asuna, Mito and Agil alongside a progressive event rerun, which briefly pushed the game back up to around rank 350 on the popularity chart, but we quickly lost steam and dropped below 600. The special Gleam Ice Hunt on October 19 did not help at all, although this generally could be because people were saving up at this point, which you can see the result of right after. On October 23, Kirito proposed to Asuna and its commemorative marriage banner launched the game back up to above rank 300 the following day. The reason it was a day after is because I think people just waited for the day of their actual marriage confirmation in the system. I don't know, as well as the fact that the weekly reset happened on the 24th for some new content to boost even further, including a new underground floor story, which really did not carry the attention of players, it seems, alongside Sanya's birthday banner on the 25th, dipping the game back to around rank 550. I've already shared my perceived problems with the underground floor story implementations previously, so I am not going to bog down on that explanation once again here. The 30th featured a fatal site hunt to commemorate the real lifetime of Yui saving Kirito and Asuna, which led to a small spike, but that was pretty much it. I'm not gonna go into Steam numbers because overall they pretty much match the Japanese mobile market in October. Same rises, same dips, no difference. As I kept saying for months, Integral Factor continues to walk a fine line. It's great that the birthdays and the marriage of Kirito and Asuna had a great effect on the game, despite an otherwise mediocre month. But equally, it does not look like Alternative Gun Gale Online anime is helping much. Here, I can definitely go into the badly managed SAO brand topic once more, criticizing the terrible overall brand strategy of letting every product be an isolated silo off to promote itself while Aniplex's main SAO anime account promotes ice cream, and how Kadokawa likely sees more feature in its series that they still own the anime licenses to themselves, and thus, not caring much in SAO, well, Bandai Namco is kinda stuck hoping the two behemoths will do something to liven up the brand, Spoilers, they won't. What a disastrous November 7 that was. But I'm kinda sorta tired of this back and forth, so that's all you're getting from me this time. I would love to be paid to share insights, set strategies with however minimal effort and budget they desire for a product mix where the individual branches seem to not care for each other at all, but I am not getting paid to do that, and after half a decade of Aniplex blunders as the core PR of the SAO brand, sadly that's the anime that's the most mainstream, I don't really have it in me to think about it as a hobby. It's really getting annoying, frustrating, tiring. I'm kinda exhausted on that topic. I'm kinda happy to just focus on Bandai Namco at this point. Their Western outreach has improved immensely in the past year, although we didn't start with a high bar there, and the Japanese SAO Games account is the only SAO touchpoint that at least somewhat cares about the real-time events. I mean, even Reki Kawahara himself was 2 days late on Kirito's proposal and a day late on their actual marriage, and he seemed to start his comments by replying to a VTuber trying to NTR Kirito or something. As I said, I'm tired. I'll care alongside those who care and let whatever infighting they are having on the other side just run its course in the background. Because I can't imagine such incompetence from the anime and the light novel branches, the main products, be caused by anything but actual malicious happenings, like significant disagreements on priorities behind closed doors. Was that ramble enough to get my point across? Fractured Daydream! Not much to say really. We arrived in a content drought period and are desperately in need of some developer intervention as well as community team intervention. The fact that we received a brand new free season pass that went under the radar has been disappointing. It is the opportunity to bring back players who dropped out at this point, but it was communicated barely anywhere to let those specific players know to come back to the game. I feel like this was a significant oversight from the Japanese team, as the Western team appears committed to their daily tweets. They're doing a decent job on that side, but they are basically locked into the assets Japan provides them. The fact that we have not received a video preview of the new outfit or the helmet with different characters, it's outright criminal in this industry in this day and age. Not that the pass was not found disappointing by the players, sure there is that, but not promoting what you have with all the channels available to you, that is also not helping all that much. The same goes for the currently running character XP bonus campaign, or rather the player XP bonus campaign. When this video will go live, we switched a week. Promote your campaigns, especially XP ones, considering the progression above rank 50 is the main reason of player burnout. These campaigns, they are great, but talk about them. On the player reception side regarding Fractured Daydream, most players have either reached rank 100 and dipped out, or are stuck between 50 to 90 and have burnt out instead due to having to run the exact same content over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You're rank 65, run these 2 co-op quests on repeat for 50 times. You are rank 80, now run these 2 co-op quests on repeat for 50 times. Rank 85, run this boss raid 50 times. At least that tier 3 boss raid is rotating daily, but Man, just shorten the amount of grind between new unlocks and put in a tier 4 for both co-op quests and boss raids that simply has a random map from the entire selection as a playlist. There are 6 co-op dungeons and 5 boss raids in the game. That's a decent variety readily available. The game is really shooting itself in the foot by locking players into such a small amount of content to play. Don't increase the number of playlists here, just push Woodland of Vitality into first tier 3 alongside Woods of Recollection and Jade Maze, put Abandoned Facility, Amber Maze and Ruins of Truth and Lies into the second tier 3 playlist, and then have the level 80 playlist turn into a tier 4 that simply includes all 6 co-op quests. Increasing the playlist count will only lead to further segregation of the player pool. That would be bad. Oh, and yeah, at this point, they definitely need to find a solution to fix the European and American server problems. If people can't find matches, they change into the Asian servers naturally for a subpar experience with all the lag, but at least they can play. And in return, European and American servers end up even more barren because everyone switched to the Asian servers, and sadly, people who switched, they are not exactly coming back. But it's a very delicate matter because any kind of forced decision here will likely end up frustrating the players. But I guess that's all I wanna say on Fractured Daydream. I'm having a lot of fun, but let's fix things rather than waiting for everything to hit rock bottom. I'm sharing a couple of open feedback letters, hoping it will reach some places, diving into specific pain points on my social channels, as well as, direct improvement suggestions on those pain points. I may turn into a video with a more serious business tone, but if you want to read them, you can do so on my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever. Last but not least, we move on to Variant Showdown. We got a couple features and new stuff announced. We have a new attack element combo, we have a new mechanic in the game, and 2 new characters. Let's start with the characters. Mito is arriving. She was teased a while ago and we finally had the full reveal for her. And I'll be honest, that's by far the best Mito illustration I have ever seen. It goes super hard, just what a beautiful illustration. She'll be coming with the new element light, and I could swear they also confirmed the dark element somewhere, but it's not in this announcement. But that already pretty much confirms dark element too, since the addition of light will not be affecting the element trifecta, water, fire, wind in any way. Basically, we're going full memory defrag here, or literally any other game you know. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I am not really a fan of overloading more elements, since that is a tactic to just cycle more units in to coerce players via power creep. I felt like the trio of elements were player friendly enough, so that's been kinda sad from my perspective. Additionally, there's also a new EX action, in addition to the 2 skills characters get. The EX action is effectively a core attack specific to the character themselves, not just a specific unit. So even if there are, for example, more Mito units introduced with different outfits, different attacks, different elements, her EX action will be a staple that stays at her core skill set unique to Mito. Sounds like a good concept actually, a staple skill that ties to a specific character and gives them a unique utility, but I will wait to see how it functions. Second character reveal is the teased Agil from before, and with Agil, they are actually introducing a special character tier called SR+. This tier sits between SR and SSR, so between 3-star and 4-star units. Not sure if this will apply to the entire SR+ tier, but Agil is essentially a free character that everyone can obtain by playing the game. The SR+ tier will apparently be able to hold their ground against SSR units, and the wording really makes it sound like the ticket characters of Memory Defrag, but then again, Variant Showdown was already so well built that even basic rare characters had their uses quite often. It was very player friendly on that front, so I hope nothing is changing on that aspect. But that was all. They once again remind us that they have collected a lot of questions from us fans for an upcoming Q&A session, so look forward to it. And also, November 30th, December 1st is the Kitakyushu Pop Festival, where all SAO games will be having a stage as well, so look forward to that. Thank you very much for watching, and stay cool.